Are you ready?
Welcome to the Speedway Tavern. Enjoy the show. Welcome to the Speedway Tavern. What you need to know. Have a drink, have your say. All opinions here today. Welcome to the Speedway Tavern. Enjoy your stay. Webby, GA, and Matt are here today. Welcome to the Speedway Tavern. Come and have your say.
Good evening and welcome to the Speedway Tavern. The red and yellow descend upon Mildenhall in their hundreds, and the palpable nervousness before the match. Could we do it? Would we do it? 6 heats gone, 8 points behind. Not many people thought we could at that point, but those guys, they never ever give up. By the end of that meeting, crowned National League Riders Champions 2015, Birmingham Brummies. Rock and roll, only in Speedway. Well, good evening once again to the Speedway Tavern. We have today in the studio the ever-present Chris Webby Brown.
Good evening.
I say ever-present except when he's on one of his teacher's holidays.
It's not long. I know. Good couple of weeks.
Yeah. Matt Buck.
Good evening.
Joseph.
Hi.
You just forgot your name then, didn't you? And myself, GA. Wow. What a week, gentlemen. What a week. We did it. This time last year there was no such thing as Birmingham Speedway, and here we are, crowned National League champions. Not bad going, is it? It wasn't enough, they needed more. Okay. It's not like you to be on the ball with that. That was pretty good. Wow, what a match. I mean, that's obviously where we're going to start. We're going to talk about the match. I'd like to hear, were you there? What was your favourite point of the meeting on Sunday against Mildenhall? And what was your favourite memory so far of the season gone? And while we're talking about all of those, we'll have a look forward, obviously, to the Gold Cup. Massive match coming up against Cradley. We called it, didn't we? We said it was going to be Cradley. Yeah.
Not surprised.
And and we'll have a look even further into the future and perhaps have a discussion about whether we should stay in National League, go Premier League. We won't even talk about the Elite League because nobody's interested in going to that one at the moment.
Isn't it really?
It's as we say at the top of the show, only in Speedway.
Yeah.
But it's a bit of a dead league. I mean, we've started the conversation there. You're a Wolverhampton supporter. Yes, I know. It's a bit.
Answers your question, really.
Yeah. It's a bit of a dead league, isn't it? Like, wouldn't you say? I mean, I know you've got the best riders, or certainly the best riders that we see in this country. There are better riders around that don't.
I think the best word is it staggers its way along. It's barely staggering now, to be honest. It's I don't know. I think there's a lot of things that need to be done with the Elite League to sort of just give it a new lease of life, to be honest, rather than what it seems to be at the moment, just letting it crash and burn.
Well, yeah. So, I mean, that is exactly what's happening, isn't it? It's we've got Sky money, so we're all right. It's almost, isn't it? But it's not all right.
Well, I remember the late John Berry saying that he felt that the Sky deal was one of the worst things that happened in the Elite League Speedo, because a lot of the Elite League promoters now just totally depend on it to survive, and that shouldn't be the case.
No.
Every other sport the Sky have got involved in, the profile's gone up.
Yes, exactly.
Except for Speedo. It's gone down.
Who's to blame for that? Is it Sky that's to blame, or do the promoters take?
I think promoters not promoting is the issue.
Yeah.
Sky don't necessarily help sometimes with some of the poor selection of matches. But at the end of the day, Speedway was given a great opportunity in 1999 when the Sky got involved with showing the Elite League.
Yeah.
Hasn't taken it on.
It looked like it was going to for a while, didn't it?
It did. Sort of that 99-2000 period, it looked like the sport was going to rocket, and it's really since about 2005-2006 when the gradual decline of the Elite League has come to the fray.
And unfortunately,
at the same time with the rising of the prices in a lot of instances as well.
Well, yes, and that is something that definitely needs to be. It is far too expensive in the Elite League to go and watch Speedway. Far too expensive. I don't think it's possibly a little bit too expensive in the Premier League as well in some cases. I think that,
there's probably isn't much gap between the Premier League.
What price wise?
I think Rye House is £16, isn't it? I mean, that's only £2 less than my own club. So
yeah. No.
So
that's another debate. Anyway, that's you can't be brought me down now. Come on,
we haven't got on the walls yet, so
well, we might get to there. You never know. Okay, we want to fall asleep. I'm sorry. Well, let's have a chat about the match. I think you didn't go to it, did you? Because you watched it on updates, Matt. Chris, you wasn't able to go to it, was you?
No, I know. I was working, but I was watching the updates.
Okay, and so it's just myself and Joseph. We were there, weren't we?
Yep.
It was okay, wasn't it?
There's many Brummies there.
More Brummies than Mildenhall fans, I would say. It's a guess. We did our normal thing. Does annoy me.
So that's more than 10 then.
Yeah, more than 10. There were a good lot, and something happened to me this week that hasn't happened to me ever.
Well, you can get some pills for it.
Yeah.
I'm not so sure. Yeah.
Which was I was at work and somebody came in and started talking Speedway about it. It was at the match. That's never happened to me before.
Right.
So that's positive, isn't it? Wow, what a day! I don't know whether you can tell, but I've just about managed to get my voice back.
Just in time.
Yeah, it was.
You sound a bit rough.
Yeah, I always do.
You normally just look rough, but
Yeah.
today you don't sound as rough.
I think we did more Brummie War cries on that one day than we'd done the whole season, and it was just, I mean, the atmosphere was great. It was a shame that as I was saying earlier, we sort of spread ourselves around the track rather than congregated in one area, but there was a fair few of us by the starting gate,
and that whole thing with the tapes wasn't great either.
Oh yeah, the tapes broke down halfway through.
The tension was like so high, and then it just like plummeted.
Yeah, I mean, we had what must have been 3/4 of an hour trying to fix the tapes, and it's just as we come back into the meeting, and then even when they got the tapes fixed, they were a bit sort of apologetic when they went up. It went, all right, I'll go up. But even so, we won the damn thing. We won the championship, and we saw some great racing. That man Zach Vitanek once again. Some passes. He was the one fitting. I think that Zach was the one that brought the points home that took us to the top of the league. And who said that you have to have playoffs to make the league exciting? It was exciting, wasn't it?
Yeah.
And we've still got the Gold Cup. I think the National League have got it right. I think that's the way to do it. Matt, I mean, what would you say on that?
What, I mean, no playoffs?
No, but no playoffs, but an extra competition so that you've got a playoffs.
Well, the thing is, there's nothing to go for if there's only the one competition. I mean, my club season was effectively over in April, so
yeah.
So it's
but because for me, I mean, you go back to 2013 when we finished the top of the league. We got nothing, and neither did Paul when Coventry beat them. They got nothing for being top of the league, and you should get something
for being
a chip
on the shoulder. But
you should get something for being the best team over a whole season. That's what a league is about, isn't it? Whereas, you know,
They're good
Poole
for
won it. Poole won it because they were the best team at the end of the season,
I think.
and they were the best team at the end of the season because they could afford to make themselves the best team at the end of the season.
I think, unfortunately, the playoffs, whether you like them or not, are here to stay because they're big money spenders at the end of the season. They'll pull big crowds in.
Do you not think that the Gold Cup will pull in big crowds? National League, you know.
Well, I think certainly the Birmingham Cradley meeting will. I mean,
Yeah.
Cradley are not going to want to win the season empty-handed.
No.
They were pushed all the way by Rye House last night.
I think a Cradley Eastbourne final is probably going to bring in big crowds.
Oh, yeah,
as
of
well, a
course.
Birmingham Eastbourne final.
I mean, Birmingham,
so-
you've got that. There's that potential in the National League for Birmingham, Eastbourne, and Cradley to have a big rivalry with each other because they are the three biggest clubs in that league. No doubt about that.
Absolutely. So yes, I think we've got it right. We've got an extra competition. You've still got that sort of playoffs thing, and it doesn't feel, you know, I want to win it. It doesn't feel as if okay, we've won the league. That's the big thing.
Yeah.
I know which one I'd rather have, obviously, but I still want to win the Gold Cup. And
You want that winning mentality.
Yeah. And after Cradley's display against Rye House yesterday, I think we might have a chance of beating Cradley because they looked a bit disjointed yesterday, don't you? Was you there? Do you not
No, a
think?
bit
Yeah.
demoralised maybe.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah. So, but maybe when they're against the old enemy ourselves, they'll buckle up a bit. But I don't know. We'll see. For me, the meeting winner. I mean, I mentioned Zach Vitanek, who was outstanding. For me, the meeting winner was the man that I said before we needed to bring in the points, which was Sam Chapman. You know, we know our top three go well. Just need someone to back them up.
It seems to be
with
developing
matches.
Manaka being one of those riders that delivers when you need him to.
Yeah. So quick out of the gate as well. Really, probably the quickest out of the gate of anybody at Mildenhall.
Which, to be fair, helps in the National League. It helps in all three, in any kind of level of competition, to be honest, but
Yes.
particularly in the National League.
Yeah. Well, you give yourself the chance of keeping inexperienced riders behind you then.
Yeah.
That's right. You know, so yeah, absolutely. Which is what he did, of course. I had a chat with him. Actually, no, I won't say it. We'll let him take Chris on the interview that we got. In fact, why don't we? Have we got the interviews ready?
Two seconds.
Yeah. So
Make it-
we just got 4 interviews after the match.
Okay, so I don't actually know.
And we don't know which order they're going to come in
No.
because
Would you say it was the earliest one or the last one?
Did we actually?
I think
Yes,
Sam was. Yeah, we did. Sam, I said.
Oh,
Yeah,
did
Sam.
you say that?
Sam, I think might have been the first one we did actually,
Struck a
yeah, I
double.
think.
or it might have been Tom. I can't remember. Let's
I
just put
think
them on.
Yeah,
Okay, well, he's the first one.
whichever one it is.
I hope. Hang on. Yeah, just coming. Just coming. Just coming. Right about now.
We're with Adam Ellis now, and how does it feel to have won the league of Birmingham?
Yeah, it feels really good. You know, it's been a long time both for the club, and it feels like we've been struggling lately. So it feels good to get a win, and you know, to especially get it, you know, to win the league on a match away from home feels even better. So everyone pulled their weight today, and we showed what we could do.
I know certainly at the start some of the fans thought that we didn't like our chances, but was there any point that you doubted we would win?
No, you know, everyone was up for it. Everyone was having a laugh before the meeting, and you could tell that we wanted to be here and we wanted to get it done. So it's been you know, a good end to the season, and hopefully we can top it off with the Golden Cup.
Almost every match that I've been to this year, away match, it's been very sort of a roller coaster ride, I think you could say, and it certainly was that today. But once again, the team showed we just don't give up.
No, absolutely. You know, it become quite common at home. We were winning, and you know, and that was good. But we needed to try and bring our home form away from home, and we've struggled a lot with that lately. And you know, especially in the later part of the season, we struggled. And you know, it feels good to finish it off when we could have done, rather than leaving it in Eastbourne's hands. And you know, everyone at the club's happy, and it's the biggest title we could have won this year. So it feels good to get our hands on it.
Well, Speedway never stops, next stop is the Gold Cup. Any ideas on who you prefer to have as the opponents next?
No, you know, they're all there to be beaten, so hopefully we can carry our form into that and you know, show that we are the dominant team in the league.
Just want to say congratulations on being part of a team that's won a league title for Birmingham, not for 41 years, so well done, mate.
Thank you, mate.
Cheers.
Well done.
And there you go. So it wasn't whom we thought.
It wasn't whom we thought, because we've realised there's another interview there somewhere, but we'll work on that. It was a fantastic gesture at the end that when all the lads came out on the back of the lorry, and they got off the back of the lorry by the starting gate, and all the photographers were there and said, "Come on, we'll take a photo." And Adam Ellis went, "No, we're going to the fans."
Yeah.
And he went to the before he worried about photos and anything else. They came to the fans. And that, I thought that was, you know, typified the rapport that the riders have got and the fans have got with these British riders. It feels a little bit like the old days in the 70s, that sort of rapport, and I think it's no coincidence that it's, you know, it's British riders, it's young riders, it's people you can relate to. It's not your ego riders like Bjarne Pedersen, shall we say, and that sort of thing. It's the same sort of rapport, I would say, that Wolverhampton supporters had with Ty Woffenden when he was there. But yeah, it's just brilliant. And then when GD came into the crowd, with a bottle of champagne and handed it to the supporters, another fantastic gesture. Most of it went over this, but and you can still smell it, but I'm not taking it off. So. Okay, shall we go to the next interview?
Okay, here we go. We have no idea what it's going to be. Here we go. And that was the next interview.
That was it. All.
I think it's the best one I've ever done. Best one I've ever done.
Okay.
So we're now missing 2 interviews.
So we've got Sam Chapman, 2015 National League champion here. How does that feel?
It feels awesome. It's my first full season in Speedway, and obviously Zach's first season, and it's great for everyone to achieve it so early. It's been we started off strong. A lot of the riders were strong to start with, and I kind of thought we had it sewn up, but we had a bit of a patch in the middle where obviously my injury affected me in some bits, and when a few of us were not getting the scores we needed. So it's great now, come the end of the season, to really pull that back together and work as a team and show that the great fans and everybody else that's supported us what we can do.
We started falling behind there at the start a bit. Was there any point that you started to feel a bit nervous or unsure that we would win?
I came here with anticipation of scoring well, but I had completely the wrong. I've been here before, but for second halves, and obviously I ran the setup that I would run on the second half, and quite clearly in my first heat it was no good. So I thought, but I didn't really get nervous because I was just annoyed myself for starting wrong. So I spoke to Zach, and he was kind of close to where I needed to be. So we changed the bikes and then pulled off some. I had 3 paid wins after that. So we sort of racked up the points once we got going. But yeah, I know early on we looked to be down, but you know we needed a few heats obviously to settle in, and everyone else settled in too. Like the reserves settled in really well, which is great, because a lot of meetings we've been riding without the support of those guys, but today they really pulled out and got the job done.
Fantastic. I just want to say thank you, Sam, for a fantastic. As you can hear, I've got no voice left. And where did you get that hat?
Well, at the beginning of the meeting, there's a couple of fans came over, and they've been really good all season, really vocal, really nice, and they said. I said, that's a nice hat, taking the mick, and they said, yeah, it's yours if you win today. So I held them to their word, and I've been wearing it since. So I think I'm probably going to frame it and put it with photos and bits from today. So keep it all together. It'd be great.
Okay.
Right there.
I've switched my.
Oh, okay. We was talking. You really are not with it tonight, mate. We was talking about the rapport that the riders had with the fans, and that was there. It was there. Yeah, nicking Sporter's hat basically, because he said he'd have it if we won the meeting. He could have it, and he's going to frame it and take it home. And you'll have all seen the pictures of that hat that Sam's wearing. It's rather spectacular, wasn't it? I want one. So
Goes well with your shirt.
Mm-hmm. So we have another interview.
We've got no idea what this is going to do. It's only 45 seconds long, but we'll give it a go.
So we've got a few fans here now, and Birmingham Brummies 2015 League Champion, National League Champions. How does it feel?
Wonderful.
Amazing.
Wonderful, yeah.
Absolutely amazing.
Yeah,
I can remember the last time, 40 years ago, it's been a very long wait.
So, this time last year,
Yeah.
we had no team.
We had no team, exactly.
Yeah.
This time,
Yeah.
champions.
Yeah.
What have you got to say to Tony Moore?
Thank you.
Yeah. I think he should
Massive
be given,
thank you.
should be given the freedom of the city.
He's given us back our soul.
Oh, that's fantastic. Well, thank you, guys. And who's the champions?
As you can probably hear from my voice there, I was getting a little bit emotional. Because, there was these guys, there was tears in their eyes. It was just absolutely, when the guy says, Tony Moore gave us back our soul. How can you not be emotional about that, It's just, it's what we do it for. It's what we do it for.
GA's dulcet tones are way clearer tonight compared with 3 weeks ago.
I wasn't clearer on that one because I was losing my voice. Okay. So that's the match. We need to start looking forward to next week, which is the Gold Cup. But before that, how nice is it going to be parading that trophy in front of our fans and in front of the Gradley fans? That's going to be rather nice, don't you think?
They've taken the green and white ribbons off it yesterday.
I thought they'd soldered them on, hadn't they? Or actually, probably knowing Cradley, they probably crayoned them on. That's going to be fun, but you have to make sure that it doesn't. The riders don't get distracted from the main point of the meeting, which is to beat Cradley again.
Mm-hmm.
So, Matt,
Hopefully we can do it.
As an outsider, what do you reckon? Who's do you reckon's going to come on top?
I think Cradley will, to be honest.
Mm-hmm.
I just think the main target for Birmingham was to win the division. I just think that probably Cradley will probably have a little bit too much, because let's make no mistake about it. Losing the league, especially to their local rivals, will have hurt Cradley.
Mm-hmm.
And I just think
I do hope so.
Well, I hope so as well. But I just think they'll probably have a little bit too much, and they won't want to end the season empty-handed.
Of course, they've got another trophy to go for besides the Gold Cup, which we're not in.
Yeah.
Which is the Knockout Cup. I think you've got to be honest and say that actually the favourites for the whole thing are going to be Eastbourne, aren't they?
Yeah, I would say Eastbourne, to be honest. I think whoever Eastbourne are almost certainly going to be in the final of both competitions, and they're going to be favourites purely because of their dominant record at Arlington.
I think that it's not as cut and dried as you think. I think they're going to be good matches and close matches, and it'll be decided on things like. I was greatly encouraged from a Birmingham point of view with the performance of Ellis Perks yesterday, for instance.
Yeah.
He gets twitchy and nervous, and he's shown that before, of course. Sorry, Joseph, you're interrupting me.
I enjoy doing that. Brummy Time Lord says they win away and then we win by 2 points more.
Don't care how we do it, to be honest. I'd rather just win both legs, if I'm honest. No, I'm not greedy at all. A lot's going to depend, I think, on the performance of Jack Smith.
Yeah, I think so. He looked quite impressive. He looked quite promising.
He does
in the Eastbourne meeting. I thought.
Yeah, he did well in the Mildenhall meeting as well. Made some, although I did think Aaron Mogridge looked particularly quick last night. So yeah, we will see. He won one race after being 15 metres behind and was 30 metres in front by the end of it, so he did look pretty quick. But yeah, well, so it's just going to be a great night, though, isn't it? I mean, from a Birmingham point of view, I think that's what we've got to do now. Is whatever happens, just enjoy the night.
Enjoy the moment, yeah, because it's not so often that you win.
No,
the
40 years,
40
years. So that says it all, doesn't it? So we have to just enjoy the night.
MBE, CBE for Tony Mole, says Stan. Question mark.
Not going to get any arguments here. Not at all. I think that there's something to be said about that, not just for what's happened this week as far as us winning the league, but the guy is saved.
Well, yeah, I think that's what Stan's saying. Really.
I mean, he has. He's saved clubs when clubs have, including us twice now.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So, I have no disagreements with that one at all. Do we have any idea who we think might get that 4th place?
Ryehouse.
You think? Yeah, I think you're right. So. I think it's going to be Ryehouse as well.
Coventry obviously have lost Dan Greenwood for the rest of the season.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'd go for Ryehouse to get the 4th spot.
Mm.
Although with Coventry do get through and then get Eastbourne, I think we should loan them Zach Vitanek for the night. Anything to stop Eastbourne getting to. We shall see. It's going to be an interesting meeting. I think it's going to be, because as you said, Cradley have been hurt by this. They're going to be really up for it. I think there could well be some tasty moments between the two clubs. So yeah, have you managed to sort out the other interviews yet? Okay, fantastic. Because there's a couple of things. We missed it with the Sam Chapman interview, but his parting shot to me and Joseph was he wants to be racing for this club next year. Mm-hmm. Which I know is sort of a thing that they always said, but he meant it. You could see it. So who have we got?
Hopefully it's not just bikes.
I believe this is the first interview, so
okay.
It's 2 minutes 51. So fingers crossed. Here we go.
Okay, we have got Graham Drury here, the successful Birmingham manager. You can hear I can hardly talk. The season's been a big, long roller coaster, and today's match was sort of that again. How do you feel?
Exhausted, shattered, elated, but more than anything, so pleased for the fans. Birmingham's waited 40 years for a league title. We never made it easy. I had quite a few emails and texts of people saying that we've blown it yet again, Eastbourne aren't going to lose a match, blah blah blah. Here we are, we've won it, and it's not for me, it's not for Denise, it's not for Tony Moore, it's for the fantastic fans of Birmingham Speedway.
Fantastic. And it has been said about Graham Drury's sides by other people on forums and so on that you've won things like fours and pairs and so on, but you haven't actually sort of won a proper team trophy.
Whoa, that's a load of nonsense.
Okay, so what do you say to that?
Well, it's a load of nonsense. For example here, I won the league title 3 times here. What I would say in my defence in regard to that is, not like a lot of other promoters, I haven't had a blank checkbook to go out and just buy the league. I've always, Tony Moore gives me strict financial guidelines to abide by, and that's what I've done, and I've always tried to make... Cheers, thanks Bob. Thank you very much. Nice to see you both. Thank you, bye-bye. Thanks Bob. Is that I've got to make it a viable proposition as a business. A lot of the supporters will say, yes, it's been a great season on the track. What has been more pleasurable is we've got the fans coming through the turnstiles. At long last, we've got a product on the pit, on the track, that the Birmingham fans like. And the reason why I say that is because the crowd really show it. And in many respects, that's more important than success on the track.
And Speedway never stops, of course. So the next question is, who are we going to pick in the Gold Cup?
I wouldn't have a clue. I really don't know. That's something that I'll sit down and discuss with Tony Hall. But you can expect a decision within the next 24 hours.
Fantastic.
Do you want to ask anything?
I don't know what to ask.
Don't you?
I just want to shake your hands and thank you for a fantastic
Well, I'm
season.
glad I've been.
So there you go. Some straight answers by Graham as ever.
You just think as well. Graham Drury was finished with Speedway last year, wasn't he?
He was,
Last year.
yeah, absolutely.
Now he's won another league title.
Some straight answers by him, and one answer that I didn't believe at all, because I'm pretty sure he'd already weighed up his mind that we were going to get Cradley, but he weren't going to let me know. So there you go. I don't blame you. You want to make the announcement when you want to make the announcement, don't you?
That's it. So
yes, Joseph.
Brummy Time Lord says, what was the crowd like at Cradley's match?
I thought it was quite poor, to be honest.
That's like three poor gates.
Yeah, I think possibly the poorest of them all. But it was a nothing match really, as far as Cradley were concerned.
Yes,
they couldn't win. They wasn't going to win the league. They'd already qualified for the Gold Cup. It was a bit of a nothing match for them. It wasn't a nothing match for Rye House because they're still after that fourth qualifying position, and they sort of showed it. In the way they approached their racing. I thought it was very, very interesting what Graham said about the crowds coming back and the positivity. It's very, very noticeable to me that the big difference between Tony Mole and the previous regime is the positivity. All you got from the previous regime was, we need more people through the gates. Sorry?
He doesn't mean no long.
Okay. Is that, it was that, we need more people, we haven't got enough people coming through, we haven't got, if we don't get more people, this is going to happen. And that, do you know what I mean?
Well, to be honest, if I was a Stay Away fan and I read in the newspaper that I was being criticised for not coming, it wouldn't exactly have me rushing back.
Now, and there were other things of that ilk that were going on. Whereas what you get from Tony Mole and Graham is building you up all the time, building you up, saying, look, the fans are coming back, which is people that haven't come back are thinking, well, why are they coming back? I better go and have a look at this. It's that sort of attitude, isn't it? It's been a breath of fresh air, and are you interrupting me?
Yeah. Stan says Birmingham League champions and 4 champions. Anything more is a bonus.
Yeah, well, we've got two trophies. You can't. We'd have all settled for at the beginning of the season, wouldn't we? Still got a possibility of another 2 because obviously the National League Riders Championship. Yeah. I think Banford's got to be the favourite for that, given that it's at Rye House. Yeah. But but you would never bet against Adam Ellis, would you?
You can't bet against him. He's the best rider in that league by a long shot.
Yeah, absolutely. And then obviously there's still the Gold Cup to go for, so season's not over. Which is great because we can celebrate for a little bit longer.
Yes,
so,
what a triumph that would be to a club that didn't have a team a few months ago.
Yeah,
to winning clean sweep.
We can't get a clean sweep because we lost the pairs, didn't we? But But yes, Joseph.
Oh, that was really quiet there. Stan again. He says, at the end of the day, love him or hate him, Jury is a winner more than not.
We've been whenever Graham's been in charge of the team, we've usually been there or thereabouts, haven't we? There's not many. I mean, 2008. I know we finished, I think, second to bottom, but 13 injuries. She can't.
Well, you can't let slide for that, can you? So.
No, not at all. So we've always been there or thereabouts, getting something or close to getting something. So yeah, absolutely. So okay, how are we doing for time? We've got another interview, haven't we? Before I start changing, and we've got the captain. I think this will be Tom Perry.
So we've got Tom here, and I think the question on everyone's mind is, how does it feel to win, and how does it compare with winning with Cradler?
It's being captain this year. It means a lot to me. I've really enjoyed it with Birmingham this year, and I'm hoping I can still be at Birmingham next year. That's what I want to do.
I want to carry on with Birmingham colours, so yeah, I'm over the moon to win the league title as a captain.
The match itself was one hell of a roller coaster. I mean, about halfway through, you probably wouldn't have put money on Birmingham winning it, but as ever, we just don't give up.
Yeah, well, it's like I say, I've always struggled whenever I come to Millwall. Never had the best of meetings, but today I had a half decent score, so it was all right. Everyone chipped in like every week, like every meeting, so it was all vital points throughout the meeting.
Okay, was that all there was to start into you?
I'm afraid that was all. Yeah, that was it.
I could have sworn we asked a few more questions, Joe.
Maybe it cut off.
Anyway, so did we all hear what he said right at the beginning of that interview? I've loved riding here at Birmingham and I want to ride here next year, is what he said. Now, obviously he's a Cradley asset.
Yeah.
But he'd say, you know, he wasn't asked that question. It was the first thing that he said.
No.
So it was obviously on his mind. So
I guess the one thing you know with Crowd is they won't muck about next year because they'll want to win this league back. So
yes, yeah. Well,
course, so
we won't either.
Well, that's what makes the sport juicy.
Yeah. I think if we've got a top two of Tom Perry and hopefully Zach Vitanek doubling up in the Premier League.
Well, as I said, I don't think Zach Vitanek's ready
Not
for
quite.
Premier
Not
League
quite.
yet. Another season, I think, in the National League will stand him in good stead, I think.
Yeah. And maybe doubling up will stand him in good stead as well.
Yeah,
getting
maybe,
that
yeah.
experience.
Maybe
you
so,
know?
yeah.
Because one thing we know about Zach Vitanek, he's one hell of a learner. He's a very quick study.
Yeah.
So there you go. Well, what a day! What a day! Right, we're coming up to 20 minutes to go. I'd love to hear some of your comments now about your favourite moments of the season. Would you like to let everybody know they can get in touch with us, Webbs?
Well, they can get in touch with us here on the shout box at sports-radio.co.uk/chat2. They can tweet us at sportsradio1. They can find us on our Facebook page, Sports Radio 1, and also on the text and the number, which I haven't got actually with it at this moment because you never told me we was going to do this section, so I'll give you that in a bit.
This is what I love about you. It's your professionalism.
Yes.
It's just
Always so prepared.
I believe we got another comment on the shout box, Joe. They need to up the points limit. Brummy Time Lord, National League. I guess I can see where you're coming from, and I think I would like them to, but it's where do you get the riders from? Is there enough? Is there enough riders to? Because what you don't want to be is in a position where they up the points limits. There's not many riders available, which automatically means that all the good riders are going to be going to the teams that are going to, like your Cradleys, I suppose you got your Eastbournes, and possibly like Birmingham, where the money is basically, which leaves the other clubs with the dregs, and you haven't got a great league then, have you? So,
and then also the money won't balance out because the best clubs, everyone will go to them because that'll be where all the best racing will be, and the other clubs will just end up probably even maybe closing down.
I mean, I'm talking about where riders go to next year, and Cradley wanting to, correct things from their point of view for next year. What's happened this year at Birmingham will mean that riders will want to come and ride for this club, because they will have seen the support that we've been getting away from home as that we've gone to theirs, and the Brummie war cries have rung out and all the rest of it. And they'll want to be part of that. Obviously, the same has been true of Cradley over the years. But we've sort of got that as well now this year. So might make team building slightly easier.
It may do, yes. So, but it's fitting them in.
Say again, sorry.
It's fitting them in. So.
Yes, well, yeah. But I mean, it's nice to have that choice, isn't it? Nice to have that choice. Interesting comment from Tom, said Stan. I'm presuming he's talking about the exact interesting comment that we were talking about. Yeah, I mean, it struck me as soon as he said it, because we never asked him that question.
Yeah.
We never even thought about looking at that far ahead, to be honest. We just won the title. But for him to make that his first thing that he said, I thought that was interesting.
And the Heathens' attendance has gone down compared to Monmouth.
You might know that better than me, Matt.
Probably have, I think.
Yeah.
To be honest.
I mean, part of that is obviously they've got further to come to Perrybar, haven't they? Yes, Joseph.
I didn't even have to think. Brummy Time Lord says Tom Bacon is top of my list for new blood next year at Brum.
He's not a bad rider. That's I presume that's if we stop National League. I mean,
looks like that way, doesn't it?
It does look that way. I mean, Tony Moll did make a very public statement at the beginning of the season where he said that if we win the league, we will go up to the Premier League. I think there's something to be said about gaining a few more assets.
Yeah, maybe.
To be honest, I think we should stay in this league for a bit longer. For one, it's a lot more stable, and I think generally it's just a better league at the moment.
In what sense is it a better league?
Well, the competition for Birmingham at the moment, like the rivalries, I don't think we'll get that as much, and I think it'll bring in.
Well, that's true, isn't it? I mean, there isn't. Who would our nearest rival be in the Premier League?
Sheffield, wouldn't it?
Maybe, yeah, which is
not really local.
Not by any stretch of the imagination is that local. Peterborough, maybe.
Unless Crowley moved up, of course, but that's so.
Peterborough,
possibly,
that's not too
And
far.
Wolves pull out.
Yeah, well, who knows? It might be Lakeside yet. You've got a good point there. I mean, the local derbies.
It's money.
The local derbies have really been special this year, haven't they? They really have been. The atmosphere. I think so. Yeah,
and we had a really local club to rival with as well. Same track.
Stan wants to know. I'm sorry about this. Could Cradley swap with Wolverhampton?
Might as well do. So.
All right, get up off the floor, please. Well, we mentioned the Wolverhampton word, so we normally start the show, don't we? We
normally impress everyone first.
Yeah, but if you can say this in a cheerful way, what's been going on at Wolverhampton?
Well, we had the double header on Monday.
Oh, of course, yes.
Double header, yep, 2 defeats to round off the season.
Second match better than the first one.
First one, 57-36 loss to Bellevue, who were, of course, going for the top 4, so they needed to win that one. But right from the start of the meeting, when Bellevue got a 5-1 in the first heat, it was obvious that it was going to be a fairly straightforward win for Bellevue. And then Leicester, 6 points clear with 3 heats to go, and then to lose, it was really a kick in the privates to be honest, but just rather predictable ending to what's been a shocking season. To be honest.
Where are you going to finish in the league?
Well, somehow by an absolute miracle we haven't finished bottom. That only goes to Lakeside. So I mean, Leicester obviously have been bottom nearly all season, but they've managed to leapfrog both us and Lakeside now. Just looking at the Wolves website now, it's advertising the presentation evening. I don't know what they're going to present. P45s maybe. Yeah. I didn't go on Monday because I had a prior engagement on, but I was talking to somebody there, and they said that the meeting against Leicester, which was the second meeting, there was actually more Bellevue fans watching that than the Wolves fans.
Right.
There was so many Wolves fans that walked out after the first meeting, and demoralising, rather predictable, because I predicted it would be a season of struggling back in March. But lot to do in the winter.
It's a blank sheet almost, isn't it? Really for Wolverhampton.
It's got to be.
Joseph.
Stan says, I remember Dan McCormick sticking Wolves in the second tier. Who brought them back up?
Well, this is a thing as well. I mean, a lot of people have talked about Wolves dropping into the Premier League. They did it in 1981, and they closed midway through the season because the crowds were terrible.
Right.
Which I think, Chris Van Straten was the general manager at the club then, and I think that's probably influenced his comment that he's always made, that as long as he's the promoter, Wolves will always operate in the top league. Now, whether circumstances might have changed because of the recent seasons,
who knows? I mean, there's another question, isn't there, that stands put out, Joseph?
Why not Birmingham, Cradley, Wolves in the PL.
Well, the Elite League now is effectively a Premier League with a couple of star names, isn't it? We've had 3 or 4 of them are spread over the.
Apart from Wolverhampton.
Apart from Wolves, yeah, where we've got no star names, and I don't know. To be honest, I think
would that be good for all clubs, Birmingham, Cradley, and Wolverhampton in the same league?
Yeah, it's got to be.
Wouldn't that be good?
It's a no-brainer, isn't it? Yeah.
I mean, you look at what's happened.
And Coventry.
This year. Well, Coventry, of course, have got other problems because they might not have a track at the end of next year. So that's a whole new kettle of fish, isn't it?
But no, sure, that's going to be.
I would like to see it. I'm not sure because, as you say, Wolverhampton traditionally are always in the top tier, aren't they?
Yeah.
And I'm not sure how well they would support it. But then again, the support hasn't really been there for them this year in the Elite League, has it? And even at the beginning of the season.
Well, the telltale signs were there for the Banks's Olympic at the start of the season. And the crowd was poor for that, and that was. Well, probably the crowd for that was probably 5 years ago. There were probably bigger crowds for the press and practice.
Yeah.
Really?
Oh yeah. So, I mean, Wolves have gone from probably back in the 90s the most supported club in the country.
Right.
Everywhere we went, there were huge amounts of Wolves, similar to what had been for Birmingham this season, but. That's sort of tailed off over the last, sort of 15 years or so.
Right.
Yeah, it's.
Oh God, he just sound down.
Can't get any worse.
I'm trying to think of something positive to say,
yeah,
but actually, I've got something positive to say because you was a couple of weeks ago. You said you didn't think the Olympic would be back this year, the end of the season, and it is coming back, isn't it? You found a sponsor.
It is coming back. It's I've got it on here actually. It's the Recycled Aggregates Olympic. It's going to be now. I think recycled is probably the appropriate word. I think so.
It's a snappy title.
Quite that now for a British Speedway event, I think so. But it's obviously it's going to be I don't know what sort of field that have. It'll probably be there. Obviously all the Wolves riders will be in it. It's usually well supported, to be honest, the Olympic.
Yeah.
Obviously, it's unique because it's one of the very, very few meetings now that's run with the handicap format. Interestingly, of course, it's on an off night. It's on a Tuesday night, not on a Monday night, on the 6th of October. And obviously ends with the traditional firework display, which usually has people moaning that there's more money spent on the fireworks than the team. Yeah, so
that's typical West Midlands humour, isn't it? We're all
that's it. So, but
I think Stan feels your empathy, isn't it?
He says, "Oh dear, Matt."
Oh dear, Matt.
Yeah, I know. Should be used to it there. So,
there's always great beauty about sport. Always next year.
Yeah,
keep
things
saying
can always be reversed.
Yeah. We've been saying that for the last 5 seasons, though. So
let's hope it doesn't reverse for us.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah. Well,
laughs last.
Yeah, I mean,
Two in the bush.
We've won the title this year, and let's enjoy it. Yeah. Of course, next year, who the hell knows? We might be going to Cradley with our tail between our legs.
Expectancies next season.
Well, the expectancy is going to be high, isn't it?
Yeah.
There's no doubt about that. We will be expecting a lot from next year. Well, you always go into a season wanting to win, but expectancy can be a killer if you're not careful. Yeah. So. Anyway, right. We will have a little chat now. We've got 10 minutes left.
Yep.
Premier League or National League for Birmingham Brummies next year. And actually, before we do that, forget about that. I'll change mine completely. I would like to know. You're exempt from this, Webby, unless you actually do come up with one.
Okay.
Your favourite moment from this year. So. You two can have a think about it. I've got one already prepared because I knew I was going to ask myself this question.
It's got to be this Sunday.
That was a great moment. But my favourite moment was Zach Vitanek coming out for his second race at Stoke. He came out in his first race and he went round that track, and you thought, me and Joseph looked at each other and it was like, we're in trouble here. He can't ride the track, and he just couldn't ride it. He was so slow and he was so tentative into the corners, and he couldn't go around and just couldn't slide the bike round. He looked like a novice.
And if you're going to ask Matt, just let me know because I'll get the noose ready.
Okay. So, and then he comes out in his second race and nearly breaks the National League track record.
Yeah.
And we talk about him being a fast study, but that was it right there. And we went, what? Was that the same? We couldn't quite believe it, could we? No. We just couldn't quite believe it. So I think that was probably my favourite moment. That when we just suddenly, wow, hold on, oh, we're going to win this now. So Joseph, have you got a favourite?
I think I agree with Brummy Time Lord there, beating Cradley.
That was a good moment, beating Cradley twice, shall we say. Matt, I mean, I don't know whether you want to go with the Wolverhampton moment or whether you want to go with
my highlight of the season's still to come. That's November the 1st. Obviously, that win against Poole, I think, early July, which, in fairness, looking back at the results since then, has been shown to be a bit of a fluke, to be honest. But it was one of the rare occasions really when the team's actually shown a bit of fight to get back into a meeting. And obviously it's always nice to beat Poole anyway. So, but to beat them in that way,
I can't disagree with that.
So yeah, that's probably the one highlight of the season. Peter Carlson's 20 points at Coventry on the opening night was superb as well. To be honest, it was.
He started off really well, didn't he?
Peter's season panned out as I thought it would. Start well, Swedish league starts, and drops off.
Right.
And you've got to remember as well that the guy's 45 years old. So
yeah, absolutely.
So I just think maybe the time's right for Peter to.
So he should be world champion, shouldn't he? Isn't that the way that works?
I think the time's right now for Peter to move on. He's been a great servant to the club, but you don't want him now to start.
You need to rebuild almost from scratch next year, don't you?
Yes, I think we do. Yeah.
I mean, unless you can get Ty Woffington back, and he might, if he's world champion, decide to cash in on that, of course, which he did. Before.
I can't see it myself. I think Ty's happy with his schedule at the moment.
I think you're right.
I don't think it's it's interesting that he's rejected the offer from Coventry to ride in the class for them. But I don't think I don't think the door's completely shut on the Elite League, but I think there would have to be some changes in it.
Like one night for it.
One 2 nights a week maybe. So.
Yes, Joseph.
Stan says Adam Kirby's serial
faller.
Question mark.
That was the highlight of the season. Oh, do you know what? He hasn't gone through a meeting yet. Nearly at the end of the season, he hasn't gone through a meeting where he hasn't fallen off at some point. If it happens, he's got to have the bumps, hasn't he? He's got to be given. That's got to be it. That's his personal maximum.
Dad, we can't do that because then the
is he bigger than us?
No, because then you'd start giving him the bumps, and then he'd fall off that. Stan also says too much Wolves debate.
Can't disagree, sir.
Well, you never know. They might be in the same. Well, I might all be in the same league next year. You just don't know what's going to happen.
I thought you were same position next season. That's more likely.
Yeah. To be fair, I would settle for that. Webby, have you got a favourite moment? Given that you haven't been to any matches this year.
Probably seeing your face on Monday, probably when we did the talk and talk.
Oh right, yeah, because I couldn't get that grin off my face, could I?
No, it's like a perma grin, and you sounded like you've been eating sand for a month.
My voice was, oh gosh, it was shot, but I don't care. I really don't care. And all I kept, and at work that day. Because nobody for those that don't know, I work in the nursery, so I work with a load of girls, and they weren't interested. And every question they asked, I just went, champions. That's all. Which you've got to do, haven't you? You've got to do.
Yeah. What do you think about the media? Do you think there is much media?
No. Well, apparently I heard today my father actually told me that there was something on. I think it was Midlands today, but I didn't see it.
No, I that as well. Yeah. There's nothing on
but it
Central.
Wasn't a lot. There never is anything on Central. I think it's apart from the Evening Mail, and even the Evening Mail, I thought it was a bit rubbish. To be honest, and there wasn't a photo of them winning, and they could have easily got that off the website or whatever. There's plenty of photos out there. So no, I
this
thought
team has got the name Birmingham in its name. You know,
Yes.
it's representing this massive city. You know.
So, guys, get yourselves out there and complain.
Yeah.
You know, absolutely. Sorry, Joseph, you was trying to interrupt.
Stan says Wolves and Cradley could always combine for the elite.
He nearly spilled his beer then.
Don't let's go there.
I got a strange feeling. That's probably never going to happen. Matt was almost out the door.
Oh, I would love to see it happen because it'd be so funny, but I mean, I don't think there's any.
They did merge once back in the 50s, and it folded. It folded because Wolves fans were dead set against not supporting any Cradley rods, and the same with Cradley rods towards us. So I can't see that happen.
Brummy Time Lord says Speedway Star was sold out in Sainsbury's today. The Brummies were on the cover. Well, since we have got the topic of the Speedway Star up and running, I think their coverage of the fact that we won the title was pretty poor. I would have expected at least a full page on the match, but it wasn't. It was only reported in the normal.
When does the Speedway Star go to press? I think it's Tuesday, isn't it?
Something
they
like
sort
that,
of
yeah.
submit everything for it to go to the print to be printed off. So
they would have had time. They would have had. There was a couple of pictures. I just
say
thought
they
it
were
was
on the
fairly.
cover, so you know.
possibly next week there might be a little bit more on it if they didn't have enough time to sort of put anything massive together. But
I don't know. I think it's over then, isn't it? Really.
They knew what was going to happen. And the other thing, while I'm at it, was why wasn't the trophy there?
Yeah,
the trophy should have been there.
Yeah,
but you want it presented at Perry Bar, don't
you? You can still present it at Perry Bar,
you
can't
win it.
you?
They've won it at
Milden Hall, yeah.
Milden Hall, and it should be then it's presented at Perry Bar. That's what happens in.
Cradley's hidden it.
Lost it.
Well, maybe
they lost it. Air quotes.
Because we won the thing. It would have been nice to have the trophy there and all the pictures of us, But anyway, we get another stab.
Use one of the bottle of champagne to fill that up.
That'll be next week, will it? So.
Yeah. Well, I think we should just put it in the Cradley bikes. Well, I've just seen the time. That's gone so quick. Well, what a fantastic week it has been for the history of this great club. Long may it continue. Onwards and upwards, Gold Cup next week. And presentation of the trophy. Let's enjoy it. Let's really, really enjoy it. See you all soon. Oh, and before we go, I've meant to tell you all, we might have some exciting news for next year. We're currently in negotiation for next week. We're currently in negotiations with the club, and we're very hopeful that we'll have some riders in the studio next week, and very hopeful that we'll actually have the trophy along with them. So watch this space and we'll let you know. Good. Take care, everyone. Up the Brummies.
Good night. Good night, everyone.
Welcome to the Speedway Tavern. Enjoy the show. Welcome to the Speedway